DiaFight, Ellie and Endo Episode 8, The Isolation Imp. The trial ground shifted as Ellie, Phoebe and the other squires passed through a stone arch, carved with twisting vines. The air grew thinner, sound muffled as if the world itself were holding its breath. High above, the trial master's voice echoed.
The second trial is about to begin. Not all battles are fought with swords. Some are fought in the quiet of your own mind. You must face this challenge without your DiaPals.
A shrill whistle cut through the silence. The arch flared with a pale runelight, and at once the squire's DiaPals bounded away toward its source, eyes glassy, leaving their companions behind. The squires exchanged uneasy glances. None understood what was happening, yet they pressed on. As the sun dipped behind the distant peaks, one of the group suggested they make camp before night closed in. The others agreed and began unpacking. Most of the group's blood sugars had returned to a normal range after their experience with the sugar bugs and needlers, except Ellie. Her glucose wouldn't settle. One moment she felt shaky and hollow, the next she was flushed and thirsty, and she'd had to stop more than once since the first trial to check her levels and treat them. Each pause made her feel the other's patience stretching thinner, even when no one said a word. Ellie's eyes caught a flicker of movement in the shadows of a nearby cavern. A hunched figure crept along the rocks, skin grey and drawn, no taller than her shoulder. Its eyes were unnaturally large, and its mouth moved in an endless mutter. She turned back to her pack. Stranger sights had marked her journey. Muttering imps were hardly worth the energy. Once the fire was lit, Phoebe waved Ellie over.
Come sit with me.
The squires gathered round the flames, laughter breaking the silence as they shared stories of stigma trolls and rare DiaPal encounters. Ellie and Phoebe spoke long into the night, and for the first time Ellie felt something she hadn't in years, a true sense of belonging. She drifted into sleep warm with the feeling that she had found her first real friend who understood her. In the dead of night, the grey figure slithered from its cavern. Muttering, it crept between the sleeping squires until it reached Ellie. Bending low, it whispered into her dreams.
They don't really like you. You're different. Not like them. Always stopping for your special needs. Always slowing them down.
It peeled away, whispering into Phoebe's ear before vanishing once more into the shadows. At sunrise, the squires gathered around the campfire. Ellie, the last to wake, shuffled over. At first she felt nothing amiss, until she saw Phoebe chatting with another trialist. The imp's words returned like a splinter. Warmth inside Ellie's chest split without warning, replaced by a sharp sting of betrayal. She turned away, tears welling, and retreated to her bedroll. When the group packed up to move out, Phoebe bounded to her side.
Hey, I noticed you skipped breakfast. You okay?
I'm fine.
Ellie muttered. Phoebe, oblivious to her mood, continued.
I wonder what the next trial is. No one seems to know.
I don't know. Why would I know?
Ellie snapped. The words left her mouth like arrows she instantly regretted, but Phoebe was already walking away, hurt. As they set off down the trial road, Ellie slowed, falling back. She thought about catching up, maybe apologizing. But when she lifted her gaze, Phoebe was speaking with another squire, both glancing back at her before whispering again. Ellie's thoughts spiraled out of her control. They're talking about me. They don't want me here. By nightfall, the squires were weary, frustrated by a day of confusion and unanswered questions. Ellie avoided the fire, crawling into her bedroll early. Phoebe checked on her, concerned, but let her rest. As the camp slept, the grey imp crept in once more. It bent to Ellie's ear, whispering,
I told you they don't like you.
Before it could finish, Phoebe stirred. Her eyes caught the shadow hovering over Ellie. With a cry, she leapt up, chasing the imp away. In her rush, she tripped over Ellie's water flask, sending a splash of icy water across her friend. Ellie woke with a gasp, drenched just in time to see Phoebe running away from her.
You threw water all over me.
Ellie snapped. Phoebe turned back.
Ellie, I'm sorry. There was something over you.
Ellie interrupted.
Whatever. I know you were talking about me yesterday. I know you don't really like me.
Phoebe tried to protest, but Ellie was already shoving her belongings into her pack. Within moments she had stormed into the darkness. Ellie marched along the moonlit path, her anger burning hot enough to drown out reason. The further she walked, the quieter her thoughts became, until only the imp's whisper filled the silence.
I told you they didn't like you. They're glad you're gone.
Her head dropped, shoulders slumped. She shuffled forward, barely aware of where she was going. When she finally raised her eyes, she found herself in a cavern. Moonlight trickled through gaps in the stone, just enough to reveal heavy webs draped across the walls, and within them outlines of sad events drawn like tapestries of sorrow. The imp's voice echoed around her.
I have brought you another, my queen.
Hello?
Ellie called, her heart pounding. A voice, smooth and honeyed yet unsettling, drifted from the darkness.
You look lost. Are you all alone, my dear?
Ellie spun to flee, but her foot caught on a rock. She stumbled backward into a thick web, sticky strands clinging to her arms and legs. From the shadows emerged the source of the voice, a towering sorrow spider, its eyes glimmering with cruel intelligence.
Come now, rest. You'll be much happier here, alone with me. Let me take away those troublesome thoughts of friends.
It raised a stinger, dripping with venom. The dreaded sadness sting Ellie had only read about. She thrashed, fighting the web's grip.
Get away from her!
A familiar voice rang out from the cavern's mouth. The sorrow spider reeled back, hissing.
You fool! You've brought her friends.
It screeched at the imp. The imp wailed and fled after the retreating spider, deeper into the cavern's shadows.
Phoebe,
Ellie cried, relief flooding her.
I'm sorry. I didn't believe you about the imp.
Phoebe rushed forward, tearing the strands and pulling Ellie free.
No, I'm sorry. I should have asked how you were feeling. I didn't know what to say, so instead I said nothing. That was my mistake.
She wrapped Ellie in a fierce hug as the other squires arrived, torches blazing.
Let's get out of this cave.
Phoebe said, shuddering as she glanced around the web-filled chamber. Ellie fell into step beside her. Close, not drifting at the edges this time. The imp's whispers still echoed somewhere in the dark, but they sounded smaller now, drowned out by footsteps, torchlight, and the steady presence of someone who stayed. For the first time since the trial began, Ellie's mind felt lighter, and not so alone.